DramaCityProductions.com.
You are plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA-related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PODWRES Society so that you can stay in the know.
Faith is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the
One and only
Troy Adams.
You are now listening to the Podcast Wrestling Society, where we don't get hype, we stay hype. I am your loving leader, benevolent host, Midwest Monster, and the king of kings of bros, hailing from Cincinnati, Ohio, Troy Adams. And broing down with me today, he is the leader of Bro Nation, all the way from Brooklyn, California, all aboard the hype train. He's Greg. What up, Greg?
What up? How apropos you call it Brooklyn, because that's what Gruden has done to my team.
What, broke you?
Pretty much.
Oh, man. Yeah, and you're not even winning. How about that? Oh, sorry to rub it in.
Hey, you're a Browns fan, right? We can sit here and do this all night. Let's not.
I know. We can talk about how each other sucks all the time. I can talk about how we suck all night. So, it is what it is. Oh, man. Depressing sports. Well, let's get into, instead of our shoot sports, let's talk about something a little less depressing, and that's our predetermined sports entertainment, shall we? We're going to change things up a little bit here on this podcast because there's not a whole lot of news that's really big and that we give a crap about talking about. There are a couple of stories, so we're just going to touch on them real quick. And Greg, I know how much you love touching on things a little bit, so we're going to...
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing at all. But we're gonna quickly breeze through some of these stories to start off with, and we're not gonna section them off because there's not enough. There's a handful of stuff that we're gonna talk about because what we're here for is the main event, and it is Russo and WCW Part 4. And man, there is a lot to get into here because we're going straight from Great American Bash 2000 all the way through Bash at the Beach. You ready for this, Greg?
Hell no.
No one ever is. Well, to start off with, before we get into shilling stuff, just real quick, I do want to give a shout out to some of our listeners out there. We do have, obviously, most of our listeners are from right here in the good old US of A. Thank you very much for our loyal listeners. That's 80% of our audience, actually. But believe it or not, 17% of our audience comes from Sweden. So thank you to all of our Swedish listeners. That's pretty awesome, actually. I would not have called that. But, yeah. And then we have some listeners in Canada and some in the United Kingdom. So cheers to all of you. Thank you very much for tuning in. And you want to know what the number one city is in the world that listens to us, Greg?
Well, please say Dayton.
It's Dayton.
Is it really?
It is Dayton. Yeah, Dayton! Well, thank you.
What the hell did a boy do? What did I do with that whole...
I know, right?
That's why I do it. Yeah, Dayton.
Yeah, right. And, hey, all of you Daytonians, definitely head over to redbubble.com/people/podrest society, and you can pick up a Dayton with Destiny t-shirt that says, yeah, Dayton. And you can rep your city proud.
Because, yeah, Dayton.
Exactly. Number 2 city that actually listened to us is Dallas, Texas, believe it or not. So we have a couple places, Dallas, Garland, Houston, a lot of Texas, man. So thank you to all of our Texas listeners. We appreciate it. Cincinnati, where I live, is actually number 5 on the list. So that one shocked me. But yeah, a lot of shocking things you learn by looking at your podcast statistics, I will say. But yeah, so anyway, while we're on that subject, I just want to let you all know how you can advertise with the podcast. There are actually a few different ways if you want to advertise with us and join the society, how you can do so. Head on over to advertisecast.com/podcast wrestling society. That's the first way. There you can see a description of the podcast, a description of me, your leader and benevolent host. You can also see our social media reach, the podcast statistics, all that good stuff, and you can see our listed rates right there, plain as day. Or if you want to cut out the middleman, you can shoot me an email. That's japaneseprowrestling@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media. You know the handles: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's @PodRestSociety. And you can talk to me directly about advertising with the show. We are accepting various lengths of promos for you, your products, your podcast, whatever it is, we'll endorse you. Just nothing inappropriate. But head on over to advertisecast.com/podcast wrestling society, and you can join the society. And while we're on the subject of shilling things and talking about our affiliations and whatever, we definitely want to let you know that if you go to wrestlingwithwrestling.com, you can listen to this and other great stuff. They have a lot of great content. I've actually been trying to get a little better about sharing stuff from the website on our social media platforms. You can head on over to wrestlingwithwrestling.com right now and see a lot of great content from the man himself, Andre Corbeil, friend of the show, Jacob Grandi, and various others. There are a lot of great interviews with people like the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan, and there are many of other great interviews. You can keep up with MLW Fusion if you are interested in that. Impact Wrestling, 205 Live, Impact Wrestling with Scott D'Amore discussing it all. You can keep up with our YouTube page and our official podcast on that website as well. They have a section for news and reports, WWE, Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, indie wrestling here in the States and abroad, and matches, interviews, and podcasts. That's where you can find us. And of course, the store section. Check them out, wrestlingwithwrestling.com, covering all 4 corners of the ring. All right, and then we will get into the shilling of our merchandise later. Greg has made the suggestion recently that we don't offer these products, and I'm going to try here real soon to get wristbands and or pins. So, you know, those are favorites. We don't have those right now, but we do offer stickers. You can get many, all of our artwork on various stickers, and they are fairly cheap if you go to redbubble.com/people/pod-rest-society. Oh, man. All right, enough shilling. You think we should get into the news?
I'm ready.
All righty. Well, let's hit the bell. Then that damn bell had to ring. The only story out of WWE I really wanted to talk about is, and there's not really much to say about this. It's just something I was like, wow. The latest person to fall, and it's a big name in WWE, falling under some controversy here. I don't know if you heard about this. Charlotte Flair's ex-husband is suing her and Ric Flair for $5 million in damages for accusations made in Charlotte's book, Second Nature. You hear about that?
I did.
Yeah, it's...
Is that Bram?
No, it is a guy, as far as I can tell, because I don't think she talked about Bram too much in the book, but she did accuse her first... Apparently she's been married twice, which I did not know. Her first ex-husband, his name is Ricky...
Soon to be 3, me and her, but
wow.
We'll get into that later.
You're her future ex-husband, man. Congrats. But apparently his name is Ricky Johnson. Not famous at all.
Real name.
Yeah. And Ricky is spelled R-I-K-I. But that's who I'm assuming is the one suing her because she had made accusations of domestic violence against him. So, yeah, and she wrote about it in the book. So, But apparently he's come out and said that he has footage of Charlotte blurting out racist remarks at police officers in an earlier incident, that there is also a motion to try to have her book pulled until the lawsuit is over. So now people are saying Charlotte's a racist. They want to see the footage. Yada, yada, yada. Another one. Everybody's a racist, Greg.
Yep. When you're famous, everyone wants your money.
Yep. Well, I don't. Oh man, I can't see Charlotte doing that. But then again, I heard that she got arrested for domestic violence in the past, so I couldn't see that one either. So you never really know somebody, I guess. Bad story.
Well, worst case scenario, she gets released from WWE because this all comes out and HCW takes her. Worst case scenario.
Gosh. I don't see WWE releasing one of their top talents, especially top female talent. And I hate, to put it like this, but in all honesty, she's not a man. So, and I'm not making any bad accusations here, but they might let it slide a little more if they have her come out, cry and do an apology and, I was, drunk or something. I don't know, whatever. Make excuses. They might let it slide a little easier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Send all your hate tweets to @PodRest Society because I'm sure that pissed somebody off, but it is what it is. Real quick, Jordan Grace, who some of you may remember is the only female that participated in the over-the-budget Battle Royal at All In, she has made her Impact Wrestling debut. So they scooped her up before HCW could.
Poor girl.
Right. Here's an interesting story. I thought I hope this is somewhere on pay-per-view so I can watch it. A multi-promotional event named Wrestling All-Star Battle in Japan, featuring All Japan, New Japan, and Pro Wrestling Noah, among other promotions, is set for February in Sumo Hall. Sounds pretty fun. So I will
hope it's as good as the Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Don't. Now in the archives on YouTube, by the way. Go check that out. Hey, I got another plug in there. And here we go. Here's two MMA stories for you, Greg. This one is kind of fun. I didn't see this one coming until now. Longtime pro wrestling fan Daniel Cormier might fight a former WWE champion in the future and also might call one of his matches one day as well. During a 35-minute media session to promote his upcoming UFC 230 heavyweight title defense, the 39-year-old admitted that the short-notice fight pushed back a planned WWE commentary tryout at the company's Performance Center in Orlando. Man.
Okay.
So he may not be a wrestler per se, but he may become a commentator.
Well, he's really good in UFC. So.
Yeah. I will say this. He'll be better than Coach. And I'm just saying that.
What are you saying
blatantly.
there, though?
Yeah, I know. He didn't exactly set the bar. Because...
Coach is the bar!
I was going to say, he didn't set the bar because Sheamus and Cesaro had already set it. But that's for something else. Anyway. And the last story I got here, this one kind of pissed me off. Curses might not be real, but the UFC's attempt to put on a big event at Madison Square Garden in a few weeks feels like it has cosmic forces working against it. In the latest bit of bad news for UFC 230 on Saturday, November 3rd, Luke Rockhold is out of his co-main event rematch with Chris Weidman with an injury, according to ESPN's Brett Okamoto. He said the promotion is shuffling things around, presumably to keep Weidman, a New York native, for the event. UFC has yet to formally announce any change. That sucks.
Yeah, I was too. I don't even know who the hell the other guy is that's stepping in.
Well, they said they haven't made a formal replacement yet, so I don't know. But yeah, they said they're trying to get somebody because they want to keep Weidman on the card because like I said.
No, there's a replacement. It's done.
Oh, is there?
I know. Let me look it up again. Hold on, real quick here. Because I didn't know who the hell the guy was. That's why I didn't care.
By the way, those two UFC stories are courtesy of Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online. So.
Never mind. That was another fight. This one is Renato Jacare Souza. So yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm thinking of another fight that no one knows who it is.
Okay.
It's on the next card after that. But yeah, it's Jacare. So that's gonna be good.
Oh,
I'm mad that it's switched, but in all honesty, this will still be a good fight.
Huh. Yeah. When was the last time Souza fought?
Man, it's been a minute. Hold on, let me think.
Because I was thinking he recently fought. So that's never mind. But okay, well, at least there's a replacement. I'll say that. But
yeah, I mean, that was a big fight, though. You know, I think he had beaten Weidman. Everyone was looking forward to him beating him again. So,
yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, either way, there's that. That's all the news that I have so far. Yeah, it's kind of a slow news week. That's why we're doing it like this. Plus, we just want to get into our main event, man. There's so much tasty goodness to cover here with Russo era part 4. And we got to have more time to cover the greatness that was Bash at the Beach 2000.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't if you aren't familiar with anything WCW and the collapse and Russo and blah, 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 you'll find out why we're saying that towards the end of the podcast.
This is the genesis of the collapse.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been happening for a while, but this is like, we're like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
It. Absolutely. Well, before we get into it, we never take a break this early, but before we really dive into it here, feet first, or I guess head first, into a big old pile of poop, let's take a quick break and let you guys know about some other great podcasts here on Drama City Productions Podcast Network, which is what we are available on, and you can also listen to us at dramacityproductions.com. Either way, any way you listen to us, we very much appreciate it. We will be right back after this quick break.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host, Ben. A podcast about nothing and everything. A podcast where we get together with friends, drink beer, and see where the conversation takes us. We don't edit. We don't care what people say. It's small town people with a small town mentality. It gets offensive at times, lots of swearing, and a whole lot of not caring. Available everywhere you get podcasts. You can find us on Twitter at STMPod, on Instagram at STMPodcast, and on Facebook at Small Town Mentality Pod. We'll see you there.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Game ticket, $50. Hot dog, $8. Team store item, $25.
I told him I can beat him with one hand tied behind my back, with some glasses on, with one eyelids out, with some flip-flops on in the ring.
Haven't you listened to someone's dumb sports opinions? Worthless. Some people shouldn't talk sports. For everyone else, there's the Unspoken Podcast, available on most podcasting platforms, and on the web at theunsporkensportspodcast.weebly.com.
All right. We are back, and we are jumping right into things here. Right after Great American Bash 2000, we are on the week of June 12th, 2000, on Nitro. On the other channel, before we jump into WCW, on Raw, The Rock is main eventing again against Kane. Do you want to know what the ratings are here, Greg, on the return show from Great American Bash?
Yeah, should be interesting.
Raw did a 6.8, more than doubling the 3.0 received by Nitro.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's Good times in WCW, riding high. Quite a fall from the 83 weeks that they were beating WWF like a drum, I'd say. But all right, what goodness you got for us on June 12th, bro?
Well, I call this the Child Endangerment Show.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds great.
It doesn't it? First note I have, we open up with Scott Hudson, shirtless,
Oh,
at the
yeah.
announce table, just wearing a tie, and he's got like more hair than a bear.
Why?
Because the week before, I forget what was the exact. I think it was, Russo was in that cage match, I think with Flair, and Flair ripped his shirt off and to chop him. And Scott Hudson apologized to the world for having to see Vince Russo's bare chest on TV. So Russo's punishment to him was that. And he even told us on the air that's why he's shirtless.
Oh, good Lord. So stupid. Well, while you set that...
I'm almost certain that was a shoot, bro.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Well, to set this episode up while you painted that lovely picture for all of us, the New Blood was on an all-time high coming out of Great American Bash. Yes, they lost some very important matches at the pay-per-view, but they walked out of Baltimore with the big prize, Bill Goldberg. As Monday Nitro headed into Richmond, Virginia, the New Blood faction played by a different set of rules that led to the retirement of Ric Flair and the annihilation of Kevin Nash, both incidents stripping the men of their family pride. That is what this website says. If you want to follow along, it's pwwew.net. That is where I'm referencing. Greg, however, you lucky boy, you watched all of this.
Yeah.
I'm just following along on the web, so yay me.
You don't know what you're missing, dude.
Oh, I know. I'm screw me. All right. Well, I set the stage, Greg. What kind of notes you got for this one?
All right. How
that's
about
not
a
good.
face turd swerve, bro?
Oh, man.
So Shane Douglas and Buff Bagwell, or Dean Douglas, are taking on Chronic.
Hey, two of our guys that are on this list are on the show because Big Vito too.
Yeah.
Spoiler, by the way, for the list, people on YouTube. But never mind. Anyway,
you should have listened to that first. Anyways, so Shane Douglas, he turns on Bagwell after their match with Chronic, and really no explanation he's just giving. He just beats the crap out of him.
Because, bro.
He'll go on later to say, he left him abandoned when he got suspended and all that crap. But, it just happens.
No one cares, bro.
Yeah, man. There's a segment in the back where Vampiro is talking like a mysterious man in a hood. He's like, good job on setting Sting on fire. He's like, we're just getting started. And it just reminded me of the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh, man. Well, if anything reminds you of the Dungeon of Doom, it's instantly a fail.
You talking about, man, that angle was on fire, man. Like Kevin Nash said in WWF, like they were worried about how they were going to compete because of how explosive that Dungeon of Doom angle was going on Nitro.
Yeah, he's one to talk with what was going on over on their on their shows. You had Bash and Booger and the Mountie and whatever Mantar. Like,
why the hell's Bash and Booger the one we always go to?
He was awful. He was like if Fat Bastard was a real person.
The artist formerly known as Prince IK is now just the artist. That's important to note. That's important.
Oh,
they made that. He's now just the artist, not an announcer. Or nothing. Paisley said in the back, so they're going somewhere with it.
Yeah, because apparently I'm seeing here in a pre-taped press conference, Paisley announced that the artist formerly known as Prince Hayakea would now be known as the artist Grandpa Rection, then came from under the table, giggity, saying that he was under there searching for pie. Oh,
yeah.
Making fun of the elderly that apparently have, disabilities. That's
He's got
great.
dementia or something. Yeah. That's
Oh
what it
yeah,
is.
we're making fun of the elderly with dementia. Oh man, we're in full Russo form today.
Next up, another face turn. All of a sudden, Kidman is face. He's a ref, and he helps Hogan defeat Jarrett.
The
Like,
F.
It's like random to me because he was like we'll say a top heel because they were using him as that. All of a sudden, he's just a face randomly for no reason.
Yeah, as Jarrett swung the chair again, Kidman grabbed it and threw it to Hogan. Goldberg hit the ring and speared Kidman and Hollywood. Jarrett then set up a table, and the hired gun jackhammered Hogan straight through. And then G.I. Bro made the save.
I think this was his debut.
As Russo and
Nitro
Goldberg
debut.
walked away laughing.
Yeah. What a segment, huh?
Oh, man. That was they considered that a no contest world title match, by the way. But
the next thing was DDP doing he said he was upset about Canyon turning on him, his wife turning on him, and he said he wasn't going to take it anymore, and he quits wrestling and just walks, says he's done. So that's one of the that's another one of the many retirement angles Russo likes to do.
Yeah, like what? Everybody quits and or retires, and then boom, they're back in a week.
Yep.
Or sometimes they're back later that week on Thunder.
Or later that night.
Sometimes, yeah.
Or in the next segment.
Oh, God, yeah. By the way, just for reference, people, I noted that world title match, yes, they had a world title match in the middle of the show.
The world title match they had already booked for the next pay-per-view, by the way.
Mm-hmm. That was a no contest. This next match is also also a no contest. And then the main event is also a no contest. So just like lack of finishes.
Here's the start of the child endangerment. So earlier in the night, Nash is like arrested when he comes out and tries to beat up everybody because of what happened at the Great American Bash.
Mm-hmm.
So he's locked up in his squad car. Some little kid sitting there crying. Turns out it's Nash's nephew. Steiner comes out to the car, tells the cops it's BS, that Nash is locked up. And Nash tells Steiner, hey, watch my kid. And, he goes, Scotty, he's just a kid. Like, keep the freaks away from him.
Wow.
Yeah, so that happens. And then, actually, that happened earlier. Now we get to the part where Steiner's in the back watching the kid. Nash is still locked in the squad car. Steiner says, I have a match, and tells Medeja, a.k.a. his freak, watch the kid. And she hugs him and says, don't worry, he'll be fine with me. Like, really weird.
Wow.
This kid can't be more than 12 or 13.
Creepy. I'm sure he was fine with it, but that's creepy as all hell. That goes with everything that's right up Russo's alley. By the way, this is the show where we see Vampiro and the effing demon really get kicked off here.
Why not?
Don't
worry. That's going to get good. It's coming up. Don't worry. Not in this show, but it's coming.
They wrestled to a, quote-unquote, wrestled to a no contest. Vampiro dove from the scaffolding of the Nitro Vision, apparently is what they call the Tron now, onto the demon. The referee called for the bell, making the match a no contest. So that's how that went.
There is the next thing, though. Canyon and Kimberly come out, and they're talking crap. And there's something really bad in this segment. Just a part where Miss Hancock comes out and
Giggity.
Kimberly, she tries to spray her in the face. And if you watch closely, Kimberly sprays herself in the face with the perfume. I just thought it was hilarious as hell.
Oh,
She's
man.
like trying to get the bottle out and sprays herself in the face.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a Pamela Paulshock sighting on this show, so that's cool.
That's a regular thing now.
Yeah.
And also her new gimmick, getting to it later, is her hitting on wrestlers.
Because everybody's a pervert in small junk Russo's world. But anyway.
All right, let's get to the last parts of the child endangerments, shall we? There's 2 more. Not one, not 2, but 3 instances in the show.
Well, yeah, one of them is a retirement match with, a retirement handicap match, which we haven't seen one of these before.
Yeah. So it's Rick and Reed against Vince Russo and David Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Russo and David win when Megan Flair throws in the towel. So Rick must retire from wrestling.
Keep in mind, Reed is involved in this match, and he's like, 10?
Yeah. So Rick loses, has to retire, and they end up shaving Ric Flair's head.
Because why not?
No, it gets better. More child endangerment. They hold Reed down, and they just start shaving the hell out of his head while he's sitting there crying the whole time. Too.
Holy crap. Wow. I get uncomfortable just hearing about that.
Yeah. And then we get the Gnashing Goldberg match. It lasts for like a total of 2 minutes.
Yeah, because apparently the cops just let Nash go for whatever freaking reason.
Yeah. Well, no, they Russo Bischoff told him earlier, let him go when I say. So apparently Bischoff has pull within the organization of police. So
yeah, apparently you can buy off the Richmond police.
Yeah. So
good to know.
Goldberg beats the hell out of Nash basically, and they're all like, I think Russo and Bischoff and some cops are holding Nash's nephew, letting him watch the hell out of him, like basically taunting too. Like, here, watch him get beat up.
Why is this a thing with Russo? It's like, got to get the kids involved, bro. The kids in the family, bro. Got to get them in.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that episode.
Man, that's that's just like the worst. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we haven't quite got to Bash of the Beach yet, and I'm already saying that. So.
Stay tuned.
All right. Well, the next week on June 19th.
I skipped Thunder, by the way, because I don't think there's much crap there. So.
Yeah. Well, the next week they head to Billings, Montana. You heard that right. I didn't even know that was a town.
Because why not?
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a place, but apparently it's a place with a venue.
You're not a wrestler until you performed in Billings.
I guess so. On Raw...
Any Billings listeners, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, we don't have any. But on Raw, the main event is The Rock again. And he is in a handicap match against both Hardy Boys for reasons. I don't know.
And The Rock wins, right? Because the one needs to win.
No, that's only when Russo is writing, bro. But I guess if he won, the triple threat match at King of the Ring would have the WWF title on the line. If not, the original stipulation would be held up. Blah, blah, blah. Well, either way, he won. So, yes, you were right. The one did win. The rating was 5.8 for Raw. Deservedly so, apparently. And 2.7 for Nitro.
Yeah, and given what this show does, you can see why.
With Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo both absent from Nitro. Aw, now what? The cat once again took charge of the show. Oh boy. Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner didn't care who was in charge. They had a plan of their own. Take down the New Blood and destroy Goldberg. Take it away, Greg.
I'm going to start with this because it's not really a bad thing. It's just notable that Lance Storm debuts in this show.
He was actually one of the only things that Russo did right during this era of WCW, in my opinion.
Well, semi-spoiler, he's going to have 3 belts here within a couple of months at the same time, so...
I thought that was actually a good storyline, especially the fact that he slapped the Canadian title, the Canadian flag over it, and just like renamed all the belts. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, we'll get to that though.
Spoilers, bro.
First thing I noticed, there's an interview with Horace Hogan, and he's
Man, this
he's
is
like.
bad.
he's like calling out Goldberg, and like they make the match. And what I'm laughing about is like they hype the hell out of this match all night as if it's the biggest main event in history.
Well, yeah, because if
Horace versus Goldberg.
if one person can take down Goldberg, it's the Hogan, Horace. This is bad.
Oh my god! Yeah,
By the way, for those of you
later, but
for those of you that question, he is Hulk Hogan's shoot nephew. By the way,
yeah.
Which I thought it was a storyline, but no, he's really related to him.
Yeah, they looked. If you look at him, match lasts like a couple of minutes, if that. Goldberg just beats the hell out of him. So there you go.
Why is Big Vito taking on Johnny the Bull on this show? By the way, like, well, that doesn't seem right. I thought they were like together.
They're feuding over the hardcore title.
Yeah, but I thought they were like together.
They were. They just broke up, I guess, randomly. Wasn't even on Thunder. It must have been on Saturday night or something. I didn't see it.
Swerve, bro.
Don't miss Saturday night, bro. Stuff happens on there too.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Bad stuff, but yeah, stuff.
A lot of backstage crap that is just like boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So. Anyways, Canyon's now called Diamond Dallas Canyon.
Wow.
Because that's original.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How do you watch your mouth, Greg? Of course it is. The Russo we're talking about. It's great. Brilliant.
It's amazing, bro.
My God.
There's a scene in the back with David and Daphne, and he's like singing her the Titanic theme.
What the hell? I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was like going after Miss Hancock. Like
he is, and he wants her too, and he's trying to not let her know he's going after Miss Hancock, and it's a thing. It's coming up. Don't jump ahead. It's coming. Don't worry. Come on, it's a Russo thing. It's got a payoff. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure it freaking does. The payoff is
someone retires.
Wow. The payoff is that Miss Hancock changes her name to Miss Foot Penis, but that's beside the point. Got it in again.
There's a scene in the back where Dale Torborg's with Asia. He hands her the demon and says he wants her to hide it because of what it does to him.
Hide the what?
The demon costume.
It turns him into suck. That's what it does.
Yes, because Dale Torborg's amazing without it.
Exactly. How dare you question the might of Dale Torborg? I'm sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face.
Well, the lights then go out. Asia disappears. Vampiro's gone too, and then we see a hearse driving away, and he's got her in the back. So stupid.
Whoa, I thought hearse were Undertaker's thing. So what? Why does everybody have to have a vehicle? Before he was driving a gasoline truck, now he's driving a hearse. Is this just a Russo thing?
Yeah, Goldberg rolls in his monster truck all the time. And yeah. Huh.
And I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but friggin' Mike Awesome has the bus.
And a whole bunch of ambulances.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the ambulances and then the bus.
Yeah.
Damn, this is getting, like, well, this is beyond dumb. It's not getting, it is.
That was all the notes I had for that one. It ended with a couple decent matches. It was Bagwell and Chronic against the Triple Threat.
They had
the newly reunited Triple Threats. So
yeah. Well, Kevin Nash defeated the Cat for Scott Hall's contract on this show.
That was a decent match too. Wasn't that bad.
The main event for the WCW World Title, which actually closed the show for once, was Jeff Jarrett defeating Scott Steiner. So that's a thing. What the hell? Scott got to his feet and suplexed Miller out of his ruby red slippers. Was he seriously wearing ruby red slippers?
Yeah. He was even joking around. He was hitting on Nitro girls, asking if they can do it in his hotel room because he can wear his slippers still while doing it.
Yeah, that's not the creepiest freaking thing I've ever heard. What the hell, man? You know what's weird is we get multi-man matches as the main event on both shows this next week, June 26th. On Raw, the main event is Kurt Angle versus Triple H versus The Rock for the WWF title in a triple threat.
I need to make a couple of mentions of Thunder first. From June 21st, because this is vital stuff, man.
Oh, I'm most certain it is. It's Thunder.
All right, over on Thunder, new rules for the hardcore matches. They all start in the back.
Because, yeah, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Adding a new stupid twist to something that doesn't need a new stupid twist. Let's gimmick it up more, bro.
One notable thing here, Big Vito beats the wall quick, clean. So it's like so much for that massive push they're giving the wall.
Oh, hell yeah. He beats the wall.
Yep.
Quick and clean. Oh, yeah.
I'm getting
gross.
This is a notable show because it's where Tank Abbott starts dancing to 3 counts music.
Oh, man. Well, you know what that means. It's well, he can't be world champ, bro. He's going to dance, bro. Gonna make a joke out of him.
One of the most legitimate badasses on the planet, and that's what he does. Yeah.
Isn't he kind of a sexist, too?
Yeah, a little bit.
And he threatened to kill somebody on live pay-per-view, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, that already happened.
That's right, yeah.
We already covered that, yeah.
Maybe this is his punishment for threatening to kill somebody on live pay-per-view.
Getting to July 26th, Nitro.
Setting it up here, what it says for the show. They're in Des Moines, Iowa, by the way, because they just love the middle of nowhere. Des Moines was the setting for another Monday Nitro under the watchful eye of Commissioner Cat. Gotta love that name. As he booked, or should it be better said, his limo driver booked a Four Corners match in the depths of the arena in Des Moines, another battle waged on. You know what? Take it away. Go ahead and get to it.
No, why not? First of all, the Cat's taking booking ideas from his limo driver.
Who the hell is his limo driver? Just a dude?
Oh, they call him Smooth. He used to be called Ice Train in WCW.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because if you're going to take booking advice, make it from Ice Train.
Oh my god.
Burial. Sorry, but
not a terrible show, by the way, but like a lot of crap. So,
fun.
Yeah. So, Cat's in the ring doing an interview, or
and in the cradle.
Call it. Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out, says he's going to be the hero because people like Hogan, Flair, and DDP are gone. So Cat says he's going to fight Goldberg tonight.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Main event anywhere in the world, bro.
We see a segment from earlier in the day of Chris Kanyon doing a book signing. Nobody's there. He's looking like press, and it's kind of funny.
Is that like pre-Virgil?
It looked like it, yeah.
Oh, man.
Next out, 3 Count tries to perform, but the Perfect Event, which is Sean Stasiak and Chuck Palumbo, they're in the truck. They mess up the music, and so Tank Abbott's pissed because he wants to dance to the song. So he gets in the truck, and he literally drags them by their hair to the ring and makes a match. And Perfect Event ends up winning.
Because, of course. By the way, from what this says, Sean Stasiak has now changed his name to Perfection.
Yeah, and they are their perfect events.
Yeah, because, well, now Chuck Palumbo is no longer the main event. He's just the event.
Yeah.
Which
is probably more fitting.
Yeah, I assume they realized how stupid that was to call him the perfect, or the main event when he's never going to main event.
Yeah.
Man, they dropped that after like a month.
This wasn't like a really bad show overall. I didn't have a lot of notes for it, so not a bad stuff. The next two things, though.
I see Scott Steiner defeated Buff Bagwell, not to cut you off there.
Yeah, that match was actually decent.
In a WCW qualifying match.
So now they have another segment of Canyon's book signing. There's hell of fans there. It's like a mile long. They pan over to the front of the sign. It says free drinks for anyone that takes a copy of the book.
What the hell?
So they're paying fans to get the book for free.
Good Lord. That's something.
Yeah.
I'm seeing another no contest here between Vampiro and not the Demon, but Dale Torborg.
Yep. He's got two personas now.
Vamp kicked Torborg into a coffin and leaned over, but was nailed from behind by a mystery intruder. As Vamp lay on the ground, the person placed a sting mask on his face.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to more of that later because that's all it does for that night. But the number one thing for this that's just like sick. Goldberg squashes Hacksaw Jim Duggan in like a minute. After the match, he beats the hell out of where his kidney used to be.
Oh.
He had removed because of cancer.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What in the hell? Holy crap. Why did this company go out of business, man?
Yeah.
So much good in all of this. I just I don't understand.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, other than that crap, but the rest of the show was watchable, I guess.
Well, the main event was Jeff Jarrett defeating Scott Steiner, Goldberg, and Kevin Nash in a Four Corners match.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Apparently, the only reason Goldberg was in there was to help out Jarrett.
Mm-hmm. And he did. So.
And after the match,
it was a pretty decent match, though.
Well, after the match, Goldberg took Scott Hall's contract out of his tights, taunting Big Sexy as Nitro came to an end. So now he has the contract.
Yeah, he actually took a page of the contract and ate it on the Nitro Vision earlier in the night.
What the hell?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Going to Thunder. What?
Did I touch on the ratings, by the way, for this one? I can't remember.
I think you did, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
think you did.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Going to Thunder is only two notes I have. Number one, we're seeing canyon cutters all night to backstage personnel.
Okay.
He's just doing it because he's mad that DP isn't there and no one's buying, quote, his book, which is positively canyon. So he diamond cuts canyon cuts everybody in sights.
I just kicked Brad.
And here's my favorite part. You're going to love this.
Or stands.
Horace Hogan gets a WCW title match.
I told you, dude, he's the Hogan. What aren't you getting about this?
Yeah. Shut up. Moving on to July 3rd.
Oh, man, this is a good one. For the record, this is...
Sure.
This is the go-home show before Bash of the Beach 2000. So, for what that's worth.
For what it's worth, too. I mean, because he's not even on this show. We've seen the last of Hulk Hogan on Nitro. Like, we'll never see him on Nitro from here on out.
It's
kind of historic.
Crazy.
I never thought about that till now, yeah.
Yeah, so
his last time on Nitro was him getting jackhammered through a table.
Wow. That's bad. The main event on Raw this week for the WWF title was The Rock defending against Shane O'Mac. He had 3 defenses in a row in main events, by the way. The next week, he'd take on Chris Benoit. So, yeah, they got The Rock running wild over on the WWF on USA. And here on Nitro, we got this crap. The ratings, real quick, for Raw was only a 5.3, which, I know today that's a big number, but back then it was like, compared to their other numbers, was pretty low. And Nitro also had a low number, deservedly so, 2.3.
July 3rd, right before 4th of July. I assume it's
That's
something
true.
to do with it. All right. July 3rd, we start off with 4 ambulances backing into the arena. There's more of the vehicles. The show opens up with 4 ambulances backing it up. I'll just tell you this. It ends up being like a bunch of stagehands that Mike Awesome just keeps awesome bombing all night through tables backstage.
Why did they keep doing this to backstage people?
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Because they pissed someone off.
I guess. Gotta pay your dues, bro. Quit acting like a mock.
And then after that happens, we see Tank heading out to the performance area. They have a DJ that's in the house, I guess, for commercials and stuff.
DJ Ran.
Yep.
If anybody gives a crap.
He goes up there. He kicks him out of his spot. And he's demanding a 3-count performance because he wants to dance.
And he now says his name is DJ Tank.
Yeah. They have a match with the Young Dragons, which is pretty decent. You know, nothing great, but it was a fun watch. After that, Tank Abbott demanded more music. So he brought out a square to sit on. Or to stand on, excuse me, and dance on while they're dancing on circles in the ring. There you go.
Man, why did this only get a 2.3? I don't get it.
Well, beats the hell out of me. But, yeah. Next, a mysterious guy in a Sting mask gives Del Torborg his demon costume. Del Torborg takes it, walks off like I'm going to do it. And then he takes off the mask, and it's revealed to be Vampiro that gave him the costume.
Swerve, bro!
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff Jarrett comes out to the ring, and he has 3 rather large women, and they're all auditioning to be, quote, the fat lady that sings for Hogan's last match.
Yes! Gotta give a round of applause to that one.
A guy from Standards and Practices comes out to stop it because it's disrespectful, and he gets a guitar shot.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. Everything up until now, perfectly cool. Holy balls.
And the last note I have, I guess most of the show must have been decent. The last note I have, this is something.
Oh man.
Miss Hancock comes to the ring to promote her wedding gown match with Daphne. Like David and Daphne are in the back, and he's like distracting her from not seeing a monitor right next to her shoulder. And like when he sees Crowbar go out there to get Miss Hancock, he pretends he's hurt. His stomach hurts. He says, "Oh, give me some Pepto-Bismol for my stomach." So he runs out to save Daphne or Miss Hancock.
Giggity.
From Crowbar. Daphne is following him, and he doesn't know it. And she low blows him and dumps Pepto-Bismol all over his face. So it's all over him.
Pepto bath, bro.
And then he gets up and attacks Crowbar. And then him and Miss Hancock cut Daphne's hair. And like the scene, I have to set it up for you. The scene is David Flair covered in his whole face in Pepto-Bismol while cutting her hair, looking like a nut.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then I see during a commercial.
His face is going to be pink, bro, and he's going to cut her hair.
Oh, man. Let's see. Then during the commercial, as Crowbar followed Daphne to the back, Mike Awesome attacked him, delivering an awesome bomb through a table.
Yeah.
Backstage, as Crowbar refused medical attention, Awesome attacked again, slamming him into the ambulance. God dang it.
Yep.
We also, by the way, get another Demon Vampiro match. This time, Demon actually wins. He delivers the Love Gun Slam for the win. As Torborg headed to the back, the hooded strangers surrounded the Dark Angel in the ring. The lights went out, and when they returned, Vamp was gone. Gimmick infringement, bro.
Okay, here's the thing. there were 11 Stings that got in the ring. I counted this, okay?
Wow.
And they all put their bats up in the air as if they're going to beat the hell out of them. Okay? And then lights went out. All of a sudden, Vampiro's gone. And I paused it, went back. It was 12. So,
what the hell?
It's like not obviously. Oh, that's exactly what. But I had a feeling. I'm like, you just put on a robe and blend it in with them, right?
Oh, I'm sure. They won't notice, bro. Nobody's going to count. That's hilarious. My God.
The rest of the show is pretty decent, though.
I see that the main event was a battle royal.
Yeah. It was Nash and the Filthy Animals, basically, and some other people.
Nice. I see R&B Security got involved.
Yep.
I guess that was at the end. Goldberg entered. Yeah, so what was the point of this?
I don't think there was a point.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is there got to be a point? Why can't they just have a battle royal?
There's never a freaking point.
Exactly.
I should stop asking.
Yeah. It's Russo, bro.
Well,
it's time to move on to the big main event.
Okay, well, before we do that, since it is such a big deal and we will be delving into this crap, before we do that real quick, I do want to let everybody know how you can pick up some swag from the Podcast Wrestling Society at our Redbubble store. I've already mentioned it a little bit on this episode already, but I've got to get my stuff in, kid. Our consistent loyal listeners already know the drill, but for the new listeners, I'll smarten you up, kids. Head on over to redbubble.com/people/podrestsociety to see our entire portfolio of artwork created by me, your Midwest monster, Troy Adams. There are logos for the podcast, parody artwork, various funny phrases we repeatedly bring up here on the show, and other PWS-related artwork. You can order it all on whatever kinds of swag you want, from stickers to shirts, hoodies, tote bags, phone cases, mugs, travel mugs, clocks, you name it. And if we don't offer a product that you want, hit me up either through email or social media, and we'll try to remedy the situation for you. We are working to get wristbands and buttons. But remember, get all of your PWS swag at redbubble.com/people/podrest society. It's just like our social media tag. That's PODWRES Society. And while we're at it, before we dive into all the goodness from Great American Bash 2000, and oh man, it's just, I'm chomping at the bit to get into this, man. Oh my God. Let's just take a break real quick. I'll let you know about some other great podcasts here on our network, the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. We'll be right back.
Drama City Productions presents.
Hey, it's Ben here, host of the Regular Stories Podcast, a podcast where I interview interesting people about their lives. These are not celebrities. They're not the elite. These are regular people, and these are their stories. You can follow us on Facebook at Regular Stories and on Instagram at Regular Stories. We are everywhere that you can get a podcast. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and just about everywhere else. Look up Regular Stories Podcast.
Drama City Productions.com.
Bye Bye Blackbird. The last words spoken by bank robber John Dillinger? Or were they? Here at Famous Last Words, we take a deeper look into the last thing famous or infamous people said in their final moments. You may know about the quotes, but now you'll understand what it really meant. Was it heartfelt, passionate, philosophical, or was it complete nonsense? Find us on Twitter at Last Words Show. Find our show on Podbean, Wooshka, and Anchor. Plus, wherever your ears enjoy podcasts.
All right, we are back, and you know what time it is, Greg. It's time for the main event.
Yeah. Bash of the Beach 2000.
Coming live from the Ocean
Notorious
Center in Daytona Beach. Oh, man. So good. The tagline for this event was, "It ain't no picnic." Damn, you got that right. By the way, on the cover of this show, it's Goldberg roaring, and then right next to him is a toy of a referee.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Why are you questioning? That sounds epic.
I have that toy of that referee, oddly enough. But yeah, the buy rate for this 0.22.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Is bought by 100,000 people. That's it. 100,000 people.
Yep.
Holy crap! They just. I will say this: it's a step up. Slamboree, 65,000. Great American Bash, 85,000. So they did step it up a bit here, but it's still.
Well, Hogan's the advertised main event, so.
Yeah, man, he's still pulling in numbers in 2000. Hell, he pulled in numbers past 2000. So what am I saying?
I feel like this pay-per-view has been talked to death. We're just going to cover the crap.
The big crap.
Yeah. Let's start with the wedding gown match.
Oh, yeah.
Because why wouldn't we? So it's Miss Hancock versus Daphne.
Giggity.
Daphne starts out by taking David Flair out with a low blow.
Again.
And Miss Hancock. Yeah. Basically, it's not a long match. They're fighting. Daphne gets the hair clippers, getting ready to shave Miss Hancock. Gets on the mic and says she's going to dance. And with that, she takes off her dress for the crowd to see and actually gives Daphne the victory by doing that. Now, whatever. It was quick. It was painless, right? But
sure.
In the midst of all this, David Flair and Crowbar get involved. They're brawling. And for some reason or another, their pants come off. So they're wrestling around in their boxers / underwear. And there's a wedding cake outside. They're throwing cake at one another. They're slipping all on the floor. Yeah.
Get them naked, bro.
It was a sight.
The consolation for all this that we can look at is only 6,500 people were personally there to watch this crap.
Yeah.
Think about that, by the way. 6,500 people. That is it.
I think the building holds like 12.
From what I saw, it was like just above 9,000. But yeah, they might have been pushing it to 12. I don't know. Wow. Can you imagine how much papering they had to do?
Yep.
And think about 4 years before that. Well, wait a second. 4 or 5 years, whatever. Before that, 96. This show was huge and historic.
It was in that same building.
Yeah. Like.
Same building was the birth of the NWO, the end of Hogan WCW, and Jeff Hardy's heel turn in TNA.
Wait, they were in this building for that?
Yeah, because I was there.
You were there? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you the one with the misspelled sign that said "they're here"?
Screw you. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, dude, I just love how they put that in all of their promo stuff. And I'm like, it's misspelled. Nobody cares, bro. Doesn't matter.
Let's get to something real quick. That's going to be, no pun intended, big later.
Big league.
We see Mike Awesome in the back flirting with a large woman named Mimi. And
full figured.
And Pamela Paulshock interrupts him, and he gets pissed and says Pamela Paulshock did it because she's jealous of the way this woman looks.
Oi. Sure.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Okay, then. All right. Well, that's the start of, and now I know why you said something big later. I think it's quite a pun. The birth of the fat chick thriller, baby.
Who, by the way, was coined by Mark Madden. He's the first person to say that. I just realized, too.
Well, if somebody would know about, thrilling fat chicks.
I'm going to move. I'm not touching that. Let's move on to the I didn't want to mention this real quick. We've already covered this. You and I did, but my next note is the graveyard match. The entire thing.
Now in the archives, by the way. It's go check it out on YouTube. It is also
if you're bored and you want to slit your throat to your own wrist,
we do a watch along. Yeah, we do a Vampiro watch along double feature. It is the week of our podcast following SummerSlam this past year, so check that out. It is in the archives, also on YouTube. So fire up your WWE network and check it out.
It was bad. It was bad.
What are you talking about? It was fantastic. He was thrown into the lake of rejuvenation, or whatever the hell it's called.
Reincarnation, I think.
Reincarnation. One of them.
Next two things, we'll save the best for last. Got a heel turn. Heel turn, Swerve, bro. Tori Wilson returns and helped Shane Douglas beat Buff Bagwell. So, yeah.
So she's heel again?
Yeah.
She just turned face.
Dude.
I know.
I don't write this stuff.
I know. It's just like, like what the? Nobody cares, bro. Crash TV.
Yep.
I want to pull my damn hair out at this point. And this stuff is like long over, by the way. So imagine watching this stuff live. If you were one of the unfortunate, adding up the buys and the people in the audience, about 107,000 people that watched this damn thing.
Yeah. Then we got another heel turn. Scott Steiner turns heel. Who didn't see that coming?
Bro.
To help Goldberg beat Nash.
For Scott Hall's contract.
It was weird seeing him as a face.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is, by the way, after he lost to Mike Awesome earlier in the night for the WCW title. Or U.S. title, I'm sorry. Lost via DQ. He didn't actually lose the belt. And
then the last note, which is, I think the Hogan Russo incidents.
Yeah. Hogan comes out to the ring. Jeff Jarrett comes out to face him, but he doesn't. He lays down. And then Hogan puts his boot on him. Well, he comes out with Vince Russo, by the way, and Vince tells him to lie down. Hogan covers him. 1, 2, 3. After the match, Hogan got on the mic and said, and I'm going to clean it up, but he said it's crap like this, why the company's in the shape that it's in, and they throw him the belt. Jarrett leaves. Well, here's what I'm getting most of this off of Wikipedia right now. After the match, Russo fired Hogan after Hogan and Bischoff left the building together and declared that Jeff Jarrett was still the champion, but Hulk Hogan took the belt with him. This would be Hulk Hogan's final appearance ever in World Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
For those of you unaware, just really quick, wrapping this up with that incident, Russo buried the hell out of Hogan on the mic. According to Hulk, he had no idea any of this was going to happen, or at least that part of it. He knew the first part was going to happen. He said Russo went into business for himself, and next communication that they received was he was suing him. He being Hulk suing WCW.
Yeah, and I'm almost certain that they didn't win because the judge was convinced it was part of Wrestling Angle.
Yeah. Well, I guess he got something out of it, whatever his Bischoff was talking about it. He said Hogan's lawyer had him fax over something like after the fact, but made it look like, it was something agreed upon beforehand. So, to kind of bolster his case a little bit. So I guess I think they settled or something. Man, that company was always getting sued for one reason or another.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that actually came before Goldberg beating Nash, and then the main event, Jeff Jarrett put the World's Heavyweight title on the line against Booker T, who, by the way, this was his second match of the night. Earlier, he lost to Chris freaking Canyon. Not to speak ill of the dead, but I will repeat this. Chris freaking Canyon beat Booker T.
Because why not?
Couple things here. Why is he no longer G.I. Bro?
He said he had stuff to go take care of, and he made Captain Rection General Rection.
And then he's no longer G.I. Bro?
Right. And all of a sudden, he can all of a sudden use the Harlem Heat music again, after having previously been barred from using it, and the name Harlem Heat.
What was he using before that?
He came out to some like generic instrumental rap music, but at first he was coming out to like the same music Beaver Cleavage would come out to.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They were making him do that. The lawyer for Harlem Heat. Yeah.
I hope the lawyer for Harlem Heat was at what was it, Clarence Mason or what
it was?
What?
It was.
Oh my God! Oh, I didn't even know. I just guessed.
Yeah,
that's great.
They called him Jay Biggs, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, it was Clarence Mason, and the new Harlem Heat was Stevie Ray and Ahmed Johnson, who they called Big T.
Oh yeah. Who should, by the way, get into a tag team with Sweet Tea.
No.
Then they could be Big Sweet Tea.
No.
Come on. I think it'd be great. But, whatever. That's just me. I'm also seeing, I'm sure this one was a classic, Big Vito defeated Norman Smiley and Ralphus for the hardcore title.
Yeah, that was stupid, but it was a fun match to watch. It was so stupid, it was funny, though.
Sounds like a lot of matches here. Chronic defeated The Perfect Event for the WCW tag team titles.
Not too bad. Not great either, but...
Yeah, but how long because The Perfect Event was going in as the champions, how long did they hold on to them damn things?
About
2 weeks?
A month, I think.
Oh, really? I think, yeah.
Something like that.
God dang it. But yeah, anyway, Booker T, earlier in the night, lost to Chris Canyon. So, of course, he would get a world title match at the end of the show. That makes sense.
That is going to come into play the next night.
Well, either way, he got that match, and him and Jeff actually have a fairly decent match from what I recall. And
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and Booker wins, so he becomes the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion for the first time ever, right?
Yep.
Okay.
First of 5 times.
Yeah, I was going to say, keep this in mind. This is July, the beginning of July 2000. They shut the doors March, so 9-10 months later, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So in 9 or 10 months, 5 titles. 5 world title reigns.
Yeah.
My God, just hot freaking potato the hell out of that damn thing.
You act like it's a bad thing.
Oh, yeah, of course not. Yeah, why would it be?
Also needs to point out, too, that is the 10th new champion in a couple of months for Vince Russo's reign.
You ever hear, and this has been a topic of conversation online lately, which is odd, but how, like, everybody says, the opening match of the card is actually a coveted spot sometimes because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the show. Well, here we get Lieutenant Loco, Chavo Guerrero, defending the Cruiserweight title against Juventud Guerrera in 12 minutes.
That was not a bad match, actually.
I could assume it was not.
It might have been one of the better ones on the whole card, but...
2 racist-ass gimmicks under Russo going head-to-head for the Cruiserweight title. Man, it just... When you're digging really hard to try to find a positive here... Yeah, so the big thing at the end, Russo and Bischoff and Hogan have all done interviews, and I'm sure everybody under the sun has done interviews about this damn incident and with the suing and whatever. And Vince Russo said that Hogan didn't want to do business, didn't want to play ball. And he said from the very beginning, before the event started, he said, in my mind, Booker T was leaving as a WCW World Champion. Everybody agreed to it. Even though he is in a mid-card match losing to Canyon.
Yeah.
Not even in the picture.
Oh, man.
At all.
Because reasons, bro.
And leading up to this, he wasn't in the picture. So what
Swerve,
the hell?
Bro.
Yeah,
Swerve. You never saw it coming, bro.
Never, ever, bro. My God in freaking heaven. All right, well.
Man, I still can't figure out why they went under.
Neither can I. I don't know. Well, the next part of this, I know we keep dragging out this Russo thing, but there really is a lot to unpack crap-wise with this. There really is. Next time, we will cover July, and we're at least going to hit up to New Blood Rising.
Which is a phenomenal show.
Oh, yeah. It's got Vampiro on the cover, bro. How could it not? How could that suck?
And let me give you just a little hints of what's coming. Goldberg didn't follow the script.
Oh, hell yeah. Boom. Greatest thing ever. Man, looking over this card, I can already see that a lot is going to change between now and then.
You want to talk about money, heel turns, swerves,
they're in
retirements, bro.
Vancouver, British Columbia, bro. Gonna freeze your butt off, bro.
Because I'm pissed at Canada, so I'm gonna give them a bunch of crap, bro.
He's apparently pissed at the world because he's giving everybody crap. But okay, well, that wraps it up.
He gives Canada the most, if you think about it.
Yeah.
They must have made him mad, dude. What happened? Like, did the Maple Leafs beat the hell out of like the Rangers one night, and he was there or something?
Bro,
I don't know.
When the Islanders lost, bro, I cried, bro.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, I think that this is actually one of our shorter episodes. We're trying to keep it shorter and flowing a little better for you all. And, yeah, and I'm going to try not to edit this one as much because it really isn't a need to. It's a good time, and I had fun. I don't know about you.
Yeah, a different kind of fun, but yeah, it was fun.
It was interesting. But, yeah, thank you for joining me today, Greg.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry to everyone.
And definitely go check out our YouTube page where you can hear all about the top 10 gimmicks that WWE changed. A lot going on next week. What is next week? The 31st. It's Halloween. I'm sorry, Kyle and I will be bringing you the Evolution Fallout and analysis. Also, we will be bringing you our predictions this week on YouTube. Go check it out. Later.
This has been a Drama City production.